Hello, everybody. This is Combat Sports Podcast, and we're back with another YouTube video here. Finally back. There was no UFC last week, and I broke down. I did do the Dana White Contender Series, which wasn't bad, but there wasn't really much after that. There was boxing. If you didn't see, Darren Till got a crazy knockout against Luke Rockhold. Flatlined him. Literally, it looked like Luke Rockhold's leg literally snapped in half, or I don't even know, it was ACL or something. The dude literally fell back out cold. I'll put up a picture over here. I put it on my Instagram at Combat Sports Podcast. It was crazy. Dylan Dennis got a 15-second finish going up against a dude from the stands, which is kind of insane. And then there was Tony Ferguson coming back, 7-fight losing skid, gone, got a crazy finish, bullshit fucking finish. The refs definitely had money or felt bad for Tony, but that was a bullshit stop. No matter what anyone says, bullshit stop. But that was kind of cool. Then there was the CJI. I don't understand what the fuck happened with that, because for some reason it started at like 7:30 Central Time, and then went on to like 2 a.m. Central Time the first day. I passed out. It was crazy. There was literally, it's insane. There was two girls grappling, going for 100K. Both of the finalists were 18 and 19 years old. That is fucking insane. Then the next day, somehow it still goes on till 1 o'clock. I get it's Labor Day on Monday, but it's just insane. I don't know why they dragged it on for so long on a Sunday night and on a Saturday. Like, I get it. Like, maybe 12, 1, 2:30 almost 3 a.m. That's kind of insane. But if you didn't see that, an 18-year-old won 100K in the grappling match for the women's tournament. That is actually insane and kind of cool. But today we're talking about the UFC Paris. Let's get right into it. We got a stacked card coming back strong. Let's get into
The first fight of Paris, UFC Paris, is a strawweight fight here between Shauna Mama B Bannon. She is 7-1, going up against Sam Peach Hughes. She is 10-6. Let's go over here and talk about Bannon. Let's go over here wherever her profile is. She was pro in 2022. She had a decent amateur. She is 9-3. She was the champ as an amateur, as you see right here. Her first ever loss came as a pro here when she got in the UFC. It was her UFC debut. After that, she is on a 2-fight win streak. Currently on a 2-fight win streak. She's 2-1 in the UFC. 2 knockouts, 1 submissions, and 4 decisions. She is durable. She has never been finished. Let's go over here and talk about her opponent, Hughes. She is 10-6. She was 3-1 in an amateurs. She was pro in 2019. She got into LFA in 2020, as you see right here. She went 2-1. Somehow she got into the UFC. She is 20 in 2020. She started 0-3. She is on a 2-fight winning streak. Both of those fights are pretty close fights, as you see right here. Both of them coming by split decision. So she has came back in a couple fights. She's 5-5 in the UFC. 2 knockouts, 3 subs, and 5 decisions. She has been finished a couple times and has lost most of her fights by decision. Let's go over here and break this fight down a little bit more. Both of these fighters have the ability to come back. While Bannon's last fight, she took a huge a huge head kick to the head, came back, submitted the person, and won by submission. It was a really good comeback. Also, as you saw, Hughes is coming off 2 split decision wins. She has been losing some of those fights, but then she comes back, gets the takedown, some nice ground and pound. I think there's going to be a pretty decent fight, grappler versus striker right here, but Bannon does have the ability to submit people. She also has nice kicks, uses her distance really well. She has a karate / taekwondo stance, while Hughes strikes well and uses her wrestling, takedowns, ground and pound. This should be a pretty decent fight here. I'm going to go, though, for the dog. Bannon getting it done here, uses her leg kicks, stops the takedowns, and keeps it standing to win. Maybe even if she gets taken down, gets a submission in there, but I think Bannon gets it done. Her leg kicks are going to be nasty. It's going to stop Sam Hughes from being able to take her down right away. I'm going to go for the dog to kick it off here. Let's go and start talking about the next fight. We got a middleweight bout here between Brad Tavares, 21-10, going up against Robert Bryczek, 17-6. Let's get over here and talk about Brad Tavares, UFC veteran. This dude was a beast, is a beast, been doing it for a long time. MMA vet, pro in 2017. He was in the TUF season 11, I believe. Let's go all the way down here since he has such a long career. Yep, season 11, as you see right there. He went 3-1 in that. He got into UFC in 2010. He is 16-10 in the UFC. So he's been in the UFC for a long, long time. He has 5 knockouts, 2 subs, and 14 decisions. He has been KO'd multiple times. That's insane. 5 times. I thought it was 6. 5 times. Has never been subbed. Look at all those decisions. Look at his career. Look at that. Great fights. A lot of fights. Like, this dude has experience. That is for sure. Let's go over here and talk about his opponent, Bryczek over here, 16-7. This dude was pro in 2011, regional champ, as you see right here, multiple times, not just in one organization, multiple, as you see right here. And then he got into the UFC, as you see right there. He was on a 5-fight win streak before he got into the UFC. All of them were knockouts in the first round. This dude was on fire. Got into UFC in 2024. He lost his UFC debut. Now this is his second fight. He had a couple fights that got canceled, so I don't know what happened there. So he had a couple. Look at that. He almost had a year off right there. This is his first fight this year too. So he hasn't been that active. Let's see how he does here. He does have 11 knockouts, 1 sub, and 5 decisions. He is also durable. He's only been finished 2 times. This should be a fight that should be pretty good here. I don't know how Brad Tavares is the dog, but let's get into breaking this fight down. Brad is a vet of MMA, UFC. He has nice counters. He is a striker for sure. Barely goes for takedowns, as you see right there. But same for his opponent. For sure, though, Brad Tavares does not have that much power, as you saw how many knockouts he has. He has 5 knockouts out of 14 decisions. He usually just likes to overpower people. I mean, just literally put the pressure on people, has great stamina, take it to decisions, has a nice chin. But he is going to need to watch out for Robert's fast pace. He likes to put the pressure on people. Heavy hands with 11 knockouts. It is a striker versus a striker. I don't know how Brad's the favorite here. They're saying that he's going to win, maybe because of his experience. But I think Brad, if he wants to win here, he's just going to need to drag it on to later rounds maybe and all that. Win the first round, win the second. But I don't see that's going to happen. Like, that's literally the only way he's going to win is if he drags it to later round and Roberts just doesn't use his stamina well and gets tired. But I believe that Robert will win the first or the second, maybe even finish it in the first, but he'll win the first, second, go to decision, survive the third, and win. But I could also see him getting a knockout in the first round with his pressure and heavy hands that he has. Brad Tavares has eat some shots. I don't know if he'll be able to eat one from Robert. I'm going to go with Robert winning here by a knockout or a decision. Let's move on to the next fight. We got already 2 dogs before I get talking about the next fight. Already 2 dogs to kick off the fight. There's actually a lot of freaking odds on this card that are nice, so it's going to be good. Maybe make some good money here. Let's go over here and talk about the next fight. We got another welterweight matchup here between 2 fucking beasts. This is actually going to be a really entertaining fight. I don't know why it's so low on the card. I'm pretty sure it might be before this too. I just saw on the scheduling that it got changed around. But it is Andre Gustafsson Bane. This dude is 12-2. He is a fucking beast. He's coming off a great win. This dude, people say that his tattoos and all that are controversial. But let's go over here and talk about Fakhretdinov, I believe is how you say his name. Gladiator, 24-2-1. Let's go over here and talk about him. Like I said, let's click on his profile. He is 7-2 in amateurs, pro in 2013. This dude lost his first match as a pro. Let's go down here. As a pro, as you see right here. Then he went on, became a regional champ. Then he went on, lost a fight in 2014. Went on an 11-fight win streak, and then he lost grappling. So technically, he hasn't lost an MMA in 11 fights. He did lose a grappling match against Craig Jones in karate combat. If you guys saw CGI this weekend, you saw Craig Jones put up to sleep Chael Sonnen 2 times. This dude did the exact same thing to Fakhretdinov in karate combat. He like choked him out. The ref thought that he didn't go out or something. He woke up. It looked like he was normal. Continued the fight. The grappling match, and got put out like literally 10 seconds after it started again. He got put to sleep twice by Craig Jones, which I thought that was kind of funny because he just did that. Then, so technically he did lose that. So he's on a 2-fight win streak if you want to say that. But in MMA, it is 11. This dude is a beast. He hasn't lost since 2014. This dude has also never been finished. Of all his fights in his career, he's only lost decisions. Well, I guess he got finished versus Craig Jones, but he's never been finished in an MMA fight. He has 11 knockouts, 7 submissions, 6 decisions, and has lost 2 decisions. Let's go over here and talk about his opponent, Andres. He is 12-2, 10-1 as an amateur. Let's go all the way down here. Look at that. This dude was a beast. He never was a champ there, but he did go 10-1. He was pro in 2019. He got invited into the Dana White Contender Series in 2024. He won that by knockout. Finally got into the UFC in 2025. It took him a little bit. Had a couple canceled fights and all that. Finally got into the UFC. His last fight in June, he won that. Put an ass beating on Chaos Williams. Literally did what Chaos Williams does to people. He put him up against the wall, clinched him up, elbowed him. It was just a fucking ass beating. I called that fight. He was the underdog in that fight. I thought he was gonna win. He did win, so that won me some money. This dude's a beast. He has 8 knockouts, 2 subs, 2 decisions, and guess what? He's also never been finished. So these two are people that have never been finished. I feel like there might be a finish here, or it's gonna be a bloody battle because these guys are fucking nasty. They both have high output, as you see right here. Look at their striking, high output. They're gonna bang it out. Fakhretdinov wants to create scrambles, mix in the takedowns that you see right here. Look at his takedown average and all that. They both want to do that. They both have amazing takedown defense. I think whoever gets the takedowns here and makes it up better will get the job done here. Andres, 100% takedown defense. He loves to clinch, mix in the knees, will stuff the takedowns, I believe, suffocate Fakhretdinov with the pressure that he puts on people. He will put him against the cage, throw the knees, throw the elbows, land the most significant shots here, and win by a late knockout or a decision. That's who I got here. I'm pretty sure this is a pick'em, or it might be Gustafsson's a slight favorite now. It might completely change around. I'm not sure. These guys are also like exact same in everything, height, reach, and everything. So I was gonna come look at that to see what that played a factor in. They're the exact same. I think Gustafsson can get it done here. I'm pretty sure he's the exact like pick'em, like literally minus 105 or something. So it's like pick'em for this. So I might be 0-4 to start off the day, 0-5, whatever it is. But I might be 5-0 and win some money. Because there's a lot of dogs in this fucking card that I think are going to get it done here. Let's move on to the next fight. Here we got a welterweight matchup between Sam, the future Patterson, 13-2-1. I don't know what he's the future of. This dude is 29 years old, going up against Trey, the Truth Water, 9-1. He is 30 years old. He is the Truth, going up against the future here. Let's go talk about Patterson. This dude, 6-0, amateur champ, as you see right down here. So he had a pretty decent amateur career. Let's click out of this right here. There we go. Amateur career. He was pro in 2017. He lost his second fight as a pro. Then he proceeded to go on an 8-5 win streak. He won in the Dana White Contender Series to a PFL fighter right now. He made it to like the semifinal this year, and he's not a bad PFL fighter either. And he is, but then he lost after that in his UFC debut. Now he's on a 3-fight win streak. All of them are finishes in the first round. They're like almost under a minute each, like under like 3 minutes each. This dude is a fucking beast. Like I said, all of them are by finishes in the first. 3-1 in the UFC, 5 knockouts, 7 subs, and one decision. This dude has been knocked out twice, never submitted, and never lost a decision. Let's go over here and talk about his right there. He was a champ. He got into LFA in 2022. He won that his first match there. Then he got in the Dana White Contender Series. He lost that to a submission. Went back to the LFA, won the belt there. Then after that, got signed to the UFC. He's currently on a 3-fight winning streak. He hasn't fought in over a year, so let's see how that goes. He might be a little rusty, But this dude is overall well-rounded. He can submit you, take you to decision. He can win even by knockout. This dude has 3 knockouts, 3 subs, 3 decisions. Durable. He's only been submitted once. His opponent's also kind of durable. He's been knocked out twice, like I said. So I could see this maybe going far, but I don't know how it'll go out for Patterson over here since he has not really gone that far. Look at the average time he has here. He's on fire right now. Like I said, his average time in the UFC is crazy. Under 4 minutes. This dude can sub you and knock you out. He is the definition of well-rounded. Look at that. 100% takedown accuracy. When he goes for it, he gets them. Doesn't have that good of takedown defense. Won't matter here. His striking is also pretty good. Just go look at his knockouts and submissions. He has more submissions than knockouts. This dude is on fire. But his opponent, Waters, striker, he is tall, 6'5", but his reach isn't as long. He does have the longer legs here. If he wants to win, he will need to use his jab. He also has nice takedown defense and nice cardio. He's going to need to survive the first round here. I believe Waters can stuff the takedowns. Look at his takedown defense over here. It's pretty good. It's over 85%. So not many people can take him down. So that's good. I feel like he's going to have to stuff the takedowns here, drag it to the late rounds, and win by a knockout or a decision. I'm going to go for 3 dogs to start off the night here. I think Waters can get it done because, like I said, I think he can survive the first round. He hasn't been submitted, he hasn't been knocked out or anything. So I feel like, and what did I say? He's been submitted once, right? So I just feel like if he survives the first round, tests out Sam Patterson's cardio since he doesn't really go past the first, I think he can win here by a late knockout, tire him out, or win by a decision. I'm going to go for the dog. Let's move on to the next fight. We got a fight that just got added not that long ago. Fernandes' opponent stepped out due to a death of a family. I know he's not watching this probably, but I know he'll never watch this. But still, my prayers goes out to him. I hope everything goes well. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry that happened. My prayers will be with you. But he's going up against a guy stepping in short notice over here. Hardwick going up against Cal Fernandes. Hardwick, Houdini is like 13-3-1, while Fernandes over here is 10-2. Let's go break this fight down. I'm honestly haven't done that much research on these guys. I have just seen a little bit of clips and all that. Well, I've done some on Fernandes, but Houdini over here, not really much. He is a Cage Warrior guy, I know. Let's wait for his profile load up right here. Let's go all the way down here and talk about him a little bit. I know he was nice amateur career, pro in 2015. He was a kickboxing champ, as you see right here. So both of these guys have boxing background. This dude had a start to his career, as you see right here, was a regional champ, got in Bellator. He was doing, then he just went on fire. Got into Cage Warrior. He's currently on an 8-5 win streak, 8-fight win streak. This dude is a fucking beast. He's currently on like a killer win streak right now by finishes. His last fight, he did go to decision because of a head clash, but before that, he did have 2 knockouts. They call him Houdini for a reason because he can submit you and knock you out. He's just crazy in there, likes to put the pressure on people. He is a beast, like I said, riding hot with 8 wins in a row, 7-0 in Cage Warrior, champ there for featherweight. He will be moving up here in weight, 1-1 in Bellator, and he has 3 knockouts, 4 submissions, 6 decisions. Definition of well-rounded. He has never been knocked out, submitted once, so he is durable, I would say. Let's go over here, talk about his opponent, Fernandes, 10-2. This dude, pro in 2014, as you see right here. Shudo champ right here for 150. So I don't know what class that would be for them, whatever class that was. Got into LFA right here. He went 2-1 in that. Then he got into UFC, lost his debut, 2-1 in the UFC. He's on a 2-fight winning streak. He has 5 knockouts, 2 subs, and 3 decisions. Also durable, never been finished, has lost 2 decisions. This should be a pretty decent fight. Like I said, Harry is over here stepping in short notice. Let's see how that affects him. Big stage in the UFC Paris. going up against Fernandes over here, who did have a fight before this, so he's been in training camp and all that. Harry, this is his second fight this year, I believe, so that's all right. He did have some time off, but let's see how he does here going up in weight, stepping in short notice, and on a big stage. That's all a lot of things that will play a factor here. I know Harry a little bit because I watched some of his fights. He likes to get inside. He's going to want to stop Fernandes from kicking and all that, so he's going to probably want to create some scrambles, go for takedowns, put the pressure on him, clinch him up against the cage, but stepping in short notice and going up in weight, let's see how he does there. Fernandes, I know what Fernandes is going to do over here. This dude, it's a kicking machine. I would pull up their stats, but there's not much to pull up here. Not even Tapology has their like height, or I guess it has one of their heights. Let's go with Tapology over here. There's that Tapology. You can look at their weight. Yeah, that's what you can see from here. But like I said, Fernandes, I think, should win here. Use his legs, kick him, throw his rhythm off. Won't allow Harry to use his pressure with those leg kicks. That's going to play a big factor. Also, jumping up in weight, that's going to play a big factor. Like I said, a lot of factors here. I think Fernandes is ready for this, has been ready for this. I think his leg kicks and all that will make it comfortable to take it to a decision. But I could also see him getting a TKO or a knockout in the third by leg kicks. I'm going to go by Fernandes getting it done here. I mean, no, I got to go for Fernandes. Well, yeah, getting it done, winning by decision, or or a third round finish. I was going to say, if there's any books to say like via leg kicks, I might go for that, but I'm going to go here for Fernandes winning. Let's move on to the next one. We got a rematch here between two heavyweights that fought early in their career. A UFC vet, Marcin Tybura. Tybura is his nickname, 27-9, going up against a veteran of the sport, PFL winner. Dude, you can call him whatever, rematch, whatever you want to call this. Ante Delija, walking trouble, 25-6, debut in the UFC. Let's go talk about the dude making his debut over here. Pro in 2011. As you see all the way down here, nice start to his career. Got a couple losses, and he got the fucking match for the championship in M1. Guess who he lost to? The opponent he's going up against right now. Nasty leg injury though, so it doesn't even, I wouldn't count it as a loss, but he lost. I mean, he didn't win the bout, it counts as a loss. Snapped his leg in half like the Chris Weidman, Anderson Silva. They don't come back from those. This guy did. Walking trouble. He's a fucking beast. Look at that. He even got into PFL. Got a win in Ryzen. He did pretty good in the PFL. Was supposed to fight in the UFC. Didn't end up happening for some reason. But, well, I guess we can find out why it didn't end up happening. He withdrew to contract issues, I guess. So something happened there. Like I said, got into PFL right here. Won a couple matches. Great losses. Won the $1 million right here, I believe, if it's still $1 million in 2022. I don't know if it was or not. This dude went 8-3 in the PFL. He's coming off a knockout win a couple months ago. This dude's a fucking beast. He doesn't really lose much. Came back from a nasty leg injury. 11 knockouts, 7 submissions, 7 decisions. He has been finished 5 times though. Let's go over here and talk about his opponent. UFC veteran over here, Tybura, 27-9. Let's click out of that. They're basically the same age. Both started their career in the same year in 2011. He was an M1 champ. Of course, he beat his opponent, as you see over here. Defended his belt a couple times there. Got in the UFC after he beat his opponent by a leg injury. So I don't know how that got him in the UFC. I'm guessing they were already looking at him at that. He was 7-1 in M1. He did lose his UFC debut to Tim Johnson, as you see right here. He did pretty good. Ups and downs. Big names right here. Beat big names, as you see. Here's his ups. There was his down there. Lost to the former champ. Currently riding a 2-fight win streak. He is a fucking beast also. 14-8 in the UFC, 7-1 in the M1, like I said already. 9 knockouts, 8 submissions, 10 decisions. Let's go over here and break this fight down. Like I said, rematch in M1. Delija lost because he snapped his fucking leg in half. So this should be a better fight. Good turnaround. Let's see how it happens. He's in the UFC now. His UFC debut. He's slightly taller, slightly longer. Not by much, but as you can see right here, he is slightly taller and slightly longer. I could totally see this going to a decision because both of these guys know each other. They're also both really good at mixing it up, but I feel like Delija is going to want to keep it standing, not get taken down because Tybura is such a good guy on the ground. He's a fucking beast. That's what he likes to do, take people down, submit people. That's definitely what's going to happen here. Delija's going to need to use his hands, stuff the takedowns, and land some heavy leg kicks to make Tybura rethink his takedowns and pay. So he's going to want to keep this striking for sure and use his leg kicks, Delija. But I'm going to go here with Tybura getting it done. I think he's going to get the takedowns. UFC veteran, knows what he's doing, control the pace of the whole fight, and win here by a late knockout in the third or a decision. I'm going to go for. Let's go move on to the next fight. We got a featherweight bout here between William Jaguar Gomis, 14-3, going up against Robert Rúchala, 11-1. Nice underdog over here, I believe. UFC debut. Let's go over here and talk about William Gomis. This dude, pro in 2016. He was a regional champ in a 100% fight. Then he was also a regional champ in some other organization. He was on an 11-fight win streak till he lost his last UFC fight by a really close fight, split decision. He is 4-1 in the UFC, 7 knockouts, 1 sub, 6 decisions. He is durable, has only been submitted 1 time and lost 2 decisions, never been knocked out. His opponent, Rúchala over here, he is 11-1. This dude is a nice dog, I was saying. He's pretty good, nice record. He's 12-3 in amateur, so he had a pretty long amateur career there. He was the champ for a little bit there. Pro in 2019, KSW interim champ multiple times, and I'm pretty sure he won it he really won the belt up here, right? No, never mind. He was just the interim champ the whole time, I guess, and defended it multiple times. I guess I don't know how that organization works. Oh, there you go. When he fought for the real belt, he lost it to Soccer Kicks, which was his first loss ever in 2023. Crazy that they do Soccer Kicks over there. I feel like they should allow that in the UFC, but they don't. I mean, I feel like it's a part of the game. They should allow you to kick someone while they're on the ground, because then people take that to advantage. But, you know, it is what it is. This dude is currently on a 2-fight win streak. 1 bonus is on both. Both of them are finishes. He went 8-1 in KSW. UFC debut right here. 3 knockouts, 3 subs, 5 decisions, and I would say he's also durable. He got, I wouldn't say knocked out, TKO'd, I would say. I mean, he got soccer kicked to the body, it says. So, yeah, didn't get knocked out, TKO'd. Still counts as a knockout, but he is durable. Let's go over here and break this fight down. There's not really much, I guess, let's go over here and do it on Tapology. There's not really much There's more stats for Gomis, not much for Robert. They don't even show his height or his reach, so we can see his reach and height here if you want. Robert, debut, big lights, big stage, big test. See what happens here. Really good in KSW. See if it transfers over to the UFC. A lot of people have that problem when they come over to the UFC. They end up getting their ass beat. They see the experience, like the people in it are just so much better than what they're reversing in some other organization overseas. So we'll have to see if that transfer over. But he is very flashy. Robert is very flashy, spinning elbows, mixes in his striking really well to get the takedowns, and he has nice heavy kicks. I think he is a dog here that can win. Because Gomis, I don't know. Gomis is good. He's a nice striker. He's showed out to be good. Look at that. Nice takedown defense and all that. I just don't know how he's going to deal with the experience. I mean, not the experience. The spinning tags, the spinning strikes, and mixing in the takedowns. I think that's going to be a really good fight, but I'm going to go for another dog here. Let's make some money. I'm going to go for Robert getting it done here by knockout or decision. If he gets the knockout, I mean, honestly, yeah, just knockout or decision. I was going to say like a round, but I could see him getting a crazy spinning attack or something, maybe getting dropping Gomis and winning first, second, or third. But I'm going to go by the dog here. Another dog winning here. I'm going to go for for Robert getting it done. Gets the takedowns, mixes in the striking, and he wins here by decision or a knockout. Let's move on to the next fight. We got then the final card of the prelims. I believe this should be for sure. I might be a little bit wrong. This whole card might be the way I'm like putting him in order might be wrong, because I swear there's been so many changes to the card. Like only 2, like there's been 2 cards pulled and then like replacements, but I just feel like there's been a couple changes, like a card, like I'm pretty sure like a fight got moved down to the prelims because a fighter pulled out, and then another like someone stepped in, so they moved it down. They moved another one up. Then there was a fight that just got added like a week ago. So yeah, there's been a little bit of a change up, but I'm pretty sure this is it here. We got Omar Sy 11-1 going up against Brenson Ribeiro 17-8-1 no contest. Let's go over here and break down Omar Sy. This dude is a beast. 11-0, started pro in 2019. He's coming off his first ever loss. Let's go all the way down here, right here though. Coming off his first ever big upset to big upset right here to Menafield. Lost by a unanimous decision. He was just getting beat up. I don't know. It's just, I feel like I don't know what happened there, but it was just he just didn't look like him that fight. This guy was pretty good. He was 11-0 before that, but he does have 4 knockouts, 4 subs, and 3 decisions. Has never been finished, so he is durable. Let's go over here and talk about his opponent, Ribeiro the Gorilla. He is 17-8, pro in 2016. Let's go down here and check that. Pro, like I said, 2016 Shooto champ. He beat Bruno Lopez to get into the UFC and the Dana White Contender Series by a TKO/knockout. He did lose his UFC debut to Zhang Meng Yang, who is coming off a big upset to Johnny Walker. This guy, though, also coming off a knockout from his last fight right here. Left hook right there, as you see. This is his second fight, the third fight this year, actually. He won the first fight, and then he lost his second by a knockout. He is 2-3 in the UFC. 9 knockouts, 7 subs, and 1 decision. And he has been knocked out 4 times. He is chinny. He's also been subbed a lot. 2 times. But still, he has been finished quite a bit and knocked out 2 times. That's not a good look. Let's go over here and break this fight down a little bit more. Sy fighting in his home country, so that's going to be an advantage. He's going to use his reach, his leg kicks. Look at that. He's slightly longer than him. Just slightly. The legs are way more long, but the reach is also a little bit longer. He's definitely going to use that here. Use his kicks. Pick out the takedowns he wants to take and go for them, because he has decent takedown attempts. He doesn't land them that much, but he does threaten them, so that does get people to be looking out for them at least. He needs to watch out for the guillotine, because Ribeiro, he does get people in the guillotine with those long arms of his. Not as long as Sy, but he does tend to use that really well. Be careful though for Sy going in for those takedowns, because that guillotine is nasty. Brinson will try to outpower Sy. More likely won't work. I got Sy winning here by a knockout in the first or second. I just think Ribeiro's chin isn't there anymore. He just needs to watch out with a counter from Ribeiro, because he also has knockout power and that guillotine. Don't get caught in the gilly, okay? I'm going to go for Sy, the big dog. the big favorite over here. Well, bigger favorite. Not as big as he was before, because I'm pretty sure if he would have won his last fight, he would have been a minus 1,000 here. But no, he's going to only a minus 400. So not bad. It's definitely going to keep going up from here, though. So try to go in there and get a prop with it. First round knockout or second. Ribeiro has been knocked out in the first 4 times. Keep that in mind. But that is it for the card. You see, I think it changed up again. I refreshed the page here, but that's it for the prelims. At least I'll be doing the main card tomorrow. Here I got winning. I'm gonna go for the dog. It's Robert. I'm just doing a little recap here. I got Robert winning this one. This is the featured prelim as of right now. Then I got Sy winning this one. I got Tybura getting it done here in the rematch. I got Fernandes getting it done. He was ready for this fight. Harry stepping in short notice, but I could see an upset on that one. I'm going to go for the other dog here. Waters getting it done. I'm going to go for Bryczek, another dog getting it done here. Then I'm going to go for Gustafsson, a dude that's about even money as there can be. And then for the first fight of the night, I'm going to go for a dog to start it off. I'm going to go for Bannon to get it done here. This is going to be a good card. Hopefully I win some money. I'm probably going to do just straight money lines, maybe some parlays and win some money. But I got a lot of dogs here. There's going to be some nice parlays cooking up later on. Maybe in the main card I'll post some. But let's go over here. Let's get out of here. And let's get on to the next video. Thank you everybody for watching. Peace out. I'm glad I'm back. UFC's back. Who isn't happy? Like and subscribe. Have a good one.